What's up, guys? Boy Benny. I'm a Christian, so I believe in redemption arcs, and I guess there's nobody beyond the pale, right? Like, even the Pfizer and Bud Light spokesperson who's dating Taylor Swift can see the light. Getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so here's what happened, all right? An interesting little story here. We got to meet Donald Trump sitting in the front row at UFC. Now, we were part of a great group of people that were sitting in the front row. One of them was Sage Steele. Sage Steele is somebody who was fired for practicing freedom and bodily autonomy from ESPN, the corporate tyrants. She's an incredible voice for freedom. And she was there with Candace Owens, Patrick Bet-David, and a bunch of other awesome people. Dana White invited us, and we just awesome, all-timer. Great experience in life. Sage Steele decided to post this photo of her with somebody else at that UFC event, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was there. You can also see the number of other like very cool people in the audience. Dave Portnoy's one of them. Obviously, Candace Owens, PBD. Look at these great photos. And the shot of Donald Trump behind the back of the hair. Ooh, man, as Sugar Sean wins again. It was such a great evening, such an interesting time. But there have been now multiple news cycles created out of this one event. And one of them has to do with Travis Kelce, interestingly enough. Again, ladies and gentlemen, everybody deserves a redemption arc, even people that show up to the Super Bowl looking like this.
All right,
All right, Trav. Kill a Trav. Kill a Trav.
Okay. So you can see here, they're literally using his Instagram handle, Kill a Trav. They're literally calling him by his Instagram handle. I don't follow Kill a Trav on Instagram. I haven't really liked this guy since he did a super cringy, desperate Bud Light ad, right? Okay, and also became a Pfizer spokesperson. I mean, really genius marketing plan there, Bud Light. Like, really amazing. All the people who drink Bud Light are out of shape and can barely get out of chairs. Really, did you get you've never seen anything so smart? And same with the Pfizer vaccine ad that Travis Kelce was the face of.
19 shot when you get your flu shot.
Oh, two things at once.
Two things at once. Two things at once.
So smart.
Two things at once, please. Now back to two things at once.
Two things at once.
It's not two things at once.
Mama.
Travis, ask about getting this season's COVID-19
There you
shot.
go. Okay, so that man, that face, that ad campaign, and this outfit, ladies and gentlemen, I'm duty bound.
All right, Trav. Kill a Trav.
Duty bound to say, well, even this person deserves some redemption. And so, do they have redemption? And what is the total overall point of this setup? Well, Kill a Trav decided to like this post. Decided to click like on the photo of Donald Trump and Sage Steele. Now, this is quite interesting. He has an enormous following, almost 7 million followers on Instagram. Obviously is, an NFL superstar, right? But he liked this post. You can see here, Kill a Trav in the likes, and Donald Trump decided to post him liking this post. Breaking news, Travis Kelce, NFL star, tight end, and boyfriend of Taylor Swift, is causing controversy by liking a post of ESPN former reporter Sage Steele and Donald Trump at a UFC event. I think everybody, even celebrities, are finally waking up to supporting MAGA movement. Have liberals finally gone too far and left everybody else? This is going to make a very interesting Thanksgiving dinner conversation. Did Travis Kelce just endorse Donald Trump? Fans spot Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Imagine going through life being known as Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Liking Sage Steele post celebrating meeting the former president as he reshared the image on Truth Social. So Donald Trump posts this on Truth Social without comment, but obviously saying, hey, listen, we'll take the support. Kelce liked the post that showed the former TV host meeting Donald Trump in March. Taylor Swift endorsed Joe Biden in 2020, but told Trump, we will vote you out. Meow. Travis Kelce, though, is, I mean, maybe he's just liking the post of one of like Sage Steele because he's an athlete and presumably he knows Sage Steele, right? Because she still is a very, very famous reporter and was on, on ESPN, and presumably they covered each other. Sage Steele actually did an interview with Joe Biden and described how Joe Biden was handed notes during the interview. Effectively, she was handed a script. Joe Biden has the answers to the script, and the executives at ESPN were telling her to ask the questions, and Joe Biden could barely answer those questions. In case you're wondering how fraudulent everything is in media and how protected Joe Biden is, people like Sage Steele are going completely based here and like pulling the curtains back, right? Here's what she had to say about that.
For a wonderful day in sports. Opening day for America's national pastimes.
This was about 2 months after he took office. That was an interesting experience in its own right because it was so structured, and I was told, you will say every word that we write out. You will not deviate from the script, and go. To the word, like every single question was scripted, gone over dozens of times by many executives, editors and executives. Absolutely. I was on script and was told not to deviate. It was very much, this is what you will ask. This is how you will say it. No follow-ups. No follow-ups. Next. I knew that this was a lot bigger than just the wonderful editors that I worked with. This went up to the fourth floor, as we said, that where all the bosses, the top executives, the decision makers are, the president of our company, the CEO, where they all worked. The big picture to me is that I think it's heartbreaking. I think it's really heartbreaking that the people who love Joe Biden and say they truly care about him have allowed it to get to this point. So I'm not even looking at this from a political angle or my beliefs in anything. This is the human side of it. And when someone is struggling, we allow them to continue to be in the spotlight and put them out there in the first place when they knew there were issues. Of course, they had to know. So it's a humanity thing with me where I don't care where anyone stands and what they vote in for or who they believe in. Do you really care about that person? As a father, as a husband, everything.
So yeah, I have no idea if this is a, tactic endorsement of Donald Trump from Travis Kelce. I do know that there are forces that have aligned, perhaps, against the extreme far left when it comes to the Taylor Swift brand and the Travis Kelce brand, right? Like potentially. At the very least, Taylor Swift really hates George Soros, right? Like Taylor Swift straight up like put George Soros on blast for buying all of her songs.
To purchase my music outright. My entire catalog was sold to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings in a deal that I'm told was funded by the Soros family, 23 Capital, and the Carlyle Group. So, also, Donald Trump is beloved at football stadiums, right? Here's Donald Trump going to the Iowa State game this year. Donald Trump greeted like a conquering hero every single time he's at a football stadium. I've been at football stadiums with Trump. I went to the Army-Navy game with Donald Trump with there. I've never heard roars like that. Never heard anything like it. It's awesome. Donald Trump's loved by football guys. Nothing better, though, than the national championship in 2019. Might have been the loudest crowd cheer in American history. There you go. Did America peak here? That's the point. Did America peak? Is this when America peaked? With the 40-foot American flags, Donald Trump, Melania, total drip, the military, rat-a-tat-tat on the snare, everyone on their feet. People don't even stand up to greet Joe Biden at Sheetz when they're eating their hoagies. Here's 100,000 people on their feet, plus military brass. Look at that. I love that. The Marines taking photos. The military brass taking photos of Trump. They can't help themselves. They're supposed to be standing and saluting. They can't help themselves. Did America peak here? We don't know. Will Travis Kelce liking a post about Donald Trump destroy his relationship with Taylor Swift?
The answer is probably yes. Taylor Swift is not a Republican. Taylor Swift has been, while she may hate George Soros along with us, Taylor Swift has obviously been somebody who's advocated for Democrats, probably plans on endorsing Joe Biden. She did endorse Joe Biden in 2020. Taylor Swift could sway the 2024 election. Oh, what does that say about the state of America? Taylor Swift could save Joe Biden in 2024. No, seriously. Musical megastar, maybe a rare celebrity with the cultural influence to shift political tides. Look at them salivating over it. This from 2020. Taylor Swift endorses Joe Biden for president, isolating her audience. Well, that's exactly true. But as far as we know, she's still dating Travis Kelce. She's got to have to deal with this energy.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
My favorite meme from the Super Bowl. But yeah, there's been something, there's a very interesting clip. Tucker Carlson, who's always so profound on these sort of cultural zeitgeist issues, was asked about Taylor Swift sort of when everything was bubbling up around her and the Super Bowl. And Tucker had to say this.
I mean, I wouldn't know Taylor Swift if she got in the shower with me. I've never heard her music. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift. But I remember Kanye, who was then Kanye West, once attacked her in a very emotional way at an awards ceremony. And I remember thinking at the time, I saw the clip at the time, and I thought it was a racial thing. Oh, he doesn't like white people. She's white, whatever. But if you listen to the clip, he's actually making kind of a different point. And he's saying that this isn't real. This isn't art. This isn't op. Maybe I'm reading into it. I don't think that I am. Wow. He's saying this person is being used by larger forces to control our society. And, I think a lot of things about Ye, it's not even worth saying. My opinion is not interesting enough to repeat. But one thing about him, he does have flashes of insight about things. He's not a surface level character at all. And I think there's some truth in that. I mean, at that point, if you're an artist, if you're a performer who's that culturally significant, who's the single most popular person in America among women under 30, which I think she is, you have a great deal of power. And so, of course, you're going to be managed by people who want to use your influence for their ends. Obviously. I mean, it's just not, you know what I mean? It's not complicated.
So that's Tucker Carlson's take. Obviously, Tucker Carlson knows many of the parties involved here, knows a ton of celebrities, knows Ye. And his take on this was that Taylor Swift is a, operated and manufactured phenomenon who is a celebrity, much like every celebrity. Everyone's says it's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's just how celebrities are operated. They're all managed. Mr. Beast tweeted about Nancy Pelosi and had to delete it in 5 seconds. Tweeting about Nancy Pelosi's obvious insider trading, how it's wrong. Okay? But if you're a certain level of celebrity, you get managed, right? And you're not allowed to be free. Are you paying attention? Says Shia, lives of TikTok. Yeah. Who bakes Biden-Harris cookies? Oh, come on. Who bakes Biden-Harris cookies? There's not a single person on earth that just walks into their kitchen and says, I would bake a Biden-Harris cookie. There's been some very, very interesting stuff, obviously, about Taylor Swift out there. Jesse Waters had a segment that was very interesting. Is Taylor Swift a Pentagon asset? Uh-oh. Pentagon pushes back against Fox News conspiracy theory involving Taylor Swift. I'll leave you with this one. But I only leave you with this to show you exactly how pissed off Taylor Swift probably is that Travis Kelce's liking Trump posts online. That Donald Trump's posting about it. Oh, it's too good. Okay, here's what Jesse Waters had to say about Taylor Swift being a Pentagon asset. Go.
She's been blanketed across the sports media entertainment atmosphere. The New York Times just speculated she's a lesbian. And last year's tour broke Ticketmaster. A tour that's revenue tops the GDP of 50 countries. I mean, I like her music. She's all right. But, have you ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? Well, around 4 years ago, the Pentagon's Psychological Operations Unit floated turning Taylor Swift into an asset during a NATO meeting. What kind of asset? A PSYOP for combating online misinformation. Listen.
You came in here wanting to understand how you just go out there and counter an information operation. The idea is that social influence can help encourage or promote behavior change, so potentially as like a peaceful information operation. I include Taylor Swift in here because she's, she's a fairly influential online person. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah, that's real. The Pentagon PSYOP unit pitched NATO on turning Taylor Swift into an asset for combating misinformation online. This is nothing new. In the 1950s, the government strong-armed Louis Armstrong into doing propaganda tours across Africa. The CIA did the same thing with jazz singer Nina Simone, except they did it without her really knowing. In the 70s, Nixon enlisted Elvis in his war on drugs. He gave the king a badge and named him a covert federal law enforcement agent. Michael Jackson was tapped by Reagan, using his song Beat It in his public service campaigns against teen drinking and driving. Michael Jackson persuading minors not to drink. Anyway, so is Swift a front for a covert political agenda? Primetime obviously has no evidence. If we did, we'd share it. But we're curious, because the pop star who endorsed Biden is urging millions of her followers to vote. She's sharing links. And her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, sponsored by Pfizer. And their relationships boosted the NFL ratings this season, bringing in a whole new demographic. So how's the PSYOP going? Well, as usual, Biden's not calling the shots because he doesn't even know who Taylor Swift is. He's confused her with Britney Spears and Beyonce.
You could say even this harder than getting a ticket to the Renaissance tour or Britney's tour. She's down in, it's kind of warm in Brazil right now.
Former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan joins us now. Stuart, is this feasible?
Jesse, the deployment of a PSYOP in the United States in this day and age is still illegal. The national security law prohibits the deployment of PSYOPs or using an operative for psychological warfare. However, if I was running Biden's management perception team, I would identify someone who would align themselves with my agenda, such as a Taylor Swift, who has close to 600 million followers. I would target her, I would engage her, and I would get her to do what we used to see as like public service announcements. And that type of enlistment, that type of solicitation is analogous to the old days of deployment of a PSYOP. And so in modern times, with these people having such influence and such, immeasurable amount of followers, she can potentially single-handedly swing voters because of just the amount of followers that she potentially can influence. So the answer is yes, Jesse.
Yeah, because when she posted the link to the vote.org, it's like hundreds of thousands of young Taylor Swift fans all of a sudden registered to vote. I wonder who got to her from the White House or from wherever. Who makes that initial handshake? Is it the binder?
Well, the administration has what they consider a perception optics management team, and those are professionals that go out and identify those people who may be unsuspecting, whether with knowledge or without knowledge, to do these type of campaigns. Now, it is possible that Taylor Swift, quite frankly, does not know that she is being utilized in a covert manner to swing voters. But the bottom line is that the Biden administration is savvy, identifying how many followers and how many voters potentially she can influence with either right information or misinformation. She certainly can swing the voters.
Okay, Stuart, thank you so much. I now know a lot more about Taylor Swift than I ever wanted to know. We appreciate it.